It's 6 p.m. on Tuesday, March 16th. I hereby call this regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council to order. Councilman Moran will lead us in our prayer. Please bow your heads.
Please bow your heads for a moment of silent prayer.
Tonight, as we all gather together, we ask that you keep Ron Jones, who works in the building department in City Hall, his family in your prayers with the recent loss of his wife, and also earlier this year, the loss of his son. So please keep the Jones family in your prayers. Thank you. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ms. Simone?
Roll call. Mayor DeBrio.
Here.
Member Finley.
Here.
Councilmember Moran.
Here.
Councilmember Morgan.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember LaCure.
Here.
Thank you.
Could I get a motion to confirm or adjust agenda?
I'd like to move to amend the agenda. Staff indicates a new item, action item 2021-081. A motion to incorporate into the minutes correspondence that was dated March 15th, 2021 to legislative delegates regarding Treasury guidance for the American Rescue Plan, H.R. 1319 funds.
Could I get a motion to move as amended?
I'll move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council will be held on April 6, 2021 at 6 p.m. in the City Council chambers located at 5000 Diamondhead Circle. Mr. Frank Bordeaux with BXSI Insurance is here to update us on our city's insurance renewal. And we hope you're bringing good news.
Some good news. I appreciate y'all allowing me to come. Last time I met with y'all, it was a dire prediction of the rates increasing. We have seen those increased rates, not as much on this account. This is actually my first decrease in property rates I've seen in about 18 months. So that is good. If you turn to page 18 in the proposal that I provided for you, this is a breakdown of each line of coverage that we currently have. You'll notice that the law enforcement liability is not covered this year due to some amendments when we reviewed, our carrier reviewed, and their legal staff reviewed the interlocal or the agreement between the county and the city. There are provisions that put the responsibility on the county, and so this coverage would no longer be needed. When the city was originally incorporated, we purchased law enforcement liability as a belt and suspenders. That agreement has been modified, and then Derek and I talked earlier today about getting with Gary and cleaning up a little bit more language so there's no ambiguity there. I will say that the our carrier is the same carrier that the county has. The county has responded to each law enforcement liability claim that we've seen over the last several years. And so I feel that this is great news for us to be able to push that liability over. We did get some quotes from other carriers after their review and their legal staff's review of the same agreement. They agreed with your current carrier, Travelers, that the exposure does not belong to us, but it belongs to the county. So obviously, if we brought law enforcement in-house, that would change, and we would see the premium there. Our auto increase was One, the auto market is continuing to harden, but we did get 3 new vehicles over the course of the year, and so that's reflected as far as that is concerned. There's been no other changes in the conditions of the policies, with the exception of your property. Your property carrier has changed, and for the most part, and the endorsements are on page 5. For the most part, the coverages have gotten better. There's a few lines of coverage that has not gotten better, and these are in your sublimits. Everything that has changed is in red on page 5, and this is for your property. The extra expenses is a big deal. We have not had to deal with that in the past. We did have a very small sublimit in the past. We have lost that. All the rest of the coverages, with the exception of your data equipment, that was $10,000. Now that's $50,000. So that's obviously a good thing. If you look at the some of this is not a big issue to the city as it would be for a business, but I did want to note that we do have a lot more new sublimits that are included in our property policy. So unlike most folks that I've been presenting to who have lost coverage and have had an increase in price, we've gained coverage and had a decrease in your property price. So all in all, it's a little less than a $4,000 savings. I anticipated about a 25%, and as I spoke to y'all last time, 25% increase. So we've been very fortunate, and I do know that we have some new members, and so along with this, we have a very detailed claims review for each line of coverage. If anybody would want to meet individually or a workshop to go over this in detail, line by line, what your coverages are, what your deductibles are, as well as the claims review, I'm available anytime. Just give me a call and we'll schedule out a meeting. I can answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions to my left? Questions to my right? I have one for legal counsel. With the law enforcement liability, we can go ahead and approve this tonight, even though it is part of our contract.
Yeah, we'll have to talk with Gary Yarborough with the county about the one clause that is in that interlocal and get that cleaned up. But otherwise, we're fine to go ahead.
One issue in the interlocal that kind of raised this whole thing to our attention is they were requiring us to name and waive them, and we legally cannot do that, and so that's what kind of spurred this conversation. So that part would definitely need to be cleaned up.
Yep.
Okay.
Just the Attorney General, and Gary is definitely well aware that that is a provision that they probably put in every contract when they're dealing with non-public entities. So.
Well, Mr. Bordeaux, we can't thank you enough for this reduction of $4,000. We were all anticipating a serious increase, so this is, and I see our city manager has something to add.
I just have one question on the additional coverages. There's a line item number 2, the little bullet point talks about lesser of 25% or 500,000 debris removal annual aggregate. Can you specify a little bit more on that, since we just went through a debris removal?
So that would be debris removal of your actual building.
Okay,
it
that's
would
what I
not be
wouldn't hear.
debris removal for that you would think of FEMA. Yes, sir. That's a very good question. I get that with every public entity. That's for your actual debris that you. Yes, sir.
That's where our minds are still.
Yes.
We can't help it. We see trees on side of the road.
And before I provided y'all an update of where we are prior to the ice storm from a holistic global view of the insurance market, whether it affects you in your private business, but obviously affects the city. For all indications, we're seeing a continued hardening of the market for all lines of coverage. Obviously, we didn't see as big as we thought on this one, but you did see an increase on your public officials liability. We do foresee that continuing, and then the general liability. That's the nature of everything that's going on socially in the country right now with the suits that we're seeing. But from a property standpoint, I believe when we finish the ice storm in Texas, all indications right now is it's going to eclipse all 5 hurricanes last year, the insured loss. And so it's going to, the market is going to continue to harden, I believe. But prior to your budget meeting or budget hearings this year, I'll give a report of the state of the market then as well. So,
Well, thank you very much. Excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate you.
thank you all.
City Manager's Report, Mr. Michael Russo.
Thank you again, Frank. Just an update on the fire fund balance. When the city was formed, we collected .25 mils for our fire department. The city is not able to directly spend this money since we do not have a fire department, so we've just kind of been holding it in a special account for the last several years. In talking with the county, the Diamondhead Fire District, and our auditor, we are asking for authorization to pay these funds to the county for the direct purpose of buying specific equipment for the Diamondhead Fire District. They have provided us with invoices for the equipment that they want to purchase. So we'll end up sending a check directly to the county for the purchase of that specific equipment. And this will close out that separate fire fund that we have. Our auditor, Ty Needcase, also agrees with this decision. On the agenda, there's an item for an unmarked police car. We do need council approval to have an unmarked police car in the city. This would be for our police captain, AJ, for his new truck that we have recently purchased and received finally. There's an item with GRPC on the agenda. I'm asking for authorization to hire GRPC to write a new build grant for the city. This is an application for a grant application. They wrote the original grant 2 years ago for us. They updated it again last year, and so we'd like to submit it again this summer. This is for the commercial district transformational project that we've been working on as a master plan. Dog park donations are on the agenda. There is a list of donations that have been received by the city that are all designated for a dog park. The committee is actively making efforts to identify grant opportunities and to solicit donations to help pay for the construction of this park. The council needs to formally accept all donations to the city. There's an item for a hotel feasibility study. I would like to hire Core Hospitality to do a feasibility study for an upper mid-scale hotel in Diamondhead. This is a specific type of hotel and is needed by developers who may consider Diamondhead. It can be used for any hotel developer and may be used for any location in our commercial district. This expense can be reimbursed to the city by the new TIF bond, if approved, that I know is being prepared for that area. This study is different from the one we did with USM. This can also be used, or is mainly used, for securing financing as well as securing investors. I received 2 proposals to do this. Core had the best price, so that's why I selected them. This is what one developer of a Hampton Inn has requested of the city at this time. Again, it can be used for any upscale, upscale hotel in any location and not specific to any specific hotel or location. Montjoy Creek, Jason, our engineer, is ready to submit the permit to DMR for Montjoy Creek improvements based on the previously approved layout that the council did. We have completed the wetlands delineation, and this assisted us permitting or creating the application for this permit. This is obviously the next step to get this project completed. Regarding the dog park, we are asking council approval for the design and the location of the dog park. The city had hired Orion Planning and Design to prepare that layout of the new park. This location is the parcel that near Twin Lakes that the city council purchased from Purcell, I think about a year and a half ago maybe, for permanent green space. We will continue to seek grants and donations to assist us in building this park in the future. There's an item with Memorial Hospital. I'm asking for authorization to sign an agreement with Memorial Physicians Clinic to provide occupation medical services for the city. This is used for human resources when we hire new employees, as well as when we have workers' comp claims or injuries. This is the drug testing and the pre-employment screening. We have the same type of agreement currently with Ochsner, and we have been using them. However, the time for their responsiveness has been delayed. They are telling us it could take weeks at times to see people we're trying to hire. So Memorial has responded to us and said they could be much more responsive to us. Road paving, this motion will rescind the action of the council on February 8th to accept the low bid from Landshapers based on the recommendation of our engineer, who is here tonight. This will require us to rebid this project. The City Hall parking lot, because this item was tabled at our last meeting, it will automatically appear on our agenda tonight. I am recommending that the council take no action on this item today and that it be placed back on the agenda when we have secured grant funding for ADA improvements. And finally, the March of the Mayors. Last Friday, our city crew delivered cans of soup donated by the residents for the March of the Mayors food drive. An estimated 22,880 cans of soup and other items were donated for this cause. Our residents did amazing. I'd like to thank Rouse's, the club at Diamondhead, and Family Dollar for serving as collection locations for this effort. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for the city manager to my left? Any questions to my right? Thank you. And the March of Mayors was a big success, so thanks to, and I know Rouse's had a lot of canned soup, Family Dollar, and the Country Club, as well as City Hall. Great effort. That's almost 3,000 cans. Amazing. Is there any public comments on an agenda item? No public comments. Could I get a motion to approve the minutes for the March 2nd, 2021 regularly scheduled meeting?
I so move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Could I get a motion to move off the table item 2021-052, a motion to authorize advertisement for bids for the City Hall parking lot improvements?
Move.
I second.
Okay, we are currently working on, and we're looking at reviewing ADA grants and funds before we're going to advertise. So do y'all want to rescind that motion? If we leave it,
Do we have any question? Can we ask?
we can postpone it. So I mean, or we can leave it or we can postpone it.
Can we ask a question?
Mhm.
Do we have a solid plan in place?
We have two grants that recently we reached out at the federal level, and those two Mike has. We're looking at those.
Mayor DePrio, can we get the recommendation of the city manager of what we need to do?
Yeah, I indicated it just, we had to have it, because it was tabled at last meeting, it automatically comes back to this agenda. I had indicated in my city manager's report just to take no action on it, let it fall off the table, and we will bring it up at a later date after I've secured hopefully some ADA grant funding. So if we don't have to spend our money, we'll try and use some grant money to pay for it.
And we're searching hard for it.
So I would like to remove my motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to Resolution 2021-016, a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-003, thereby authorizing the payment of the current fire fund balance in the amount of $23,062.48 to include any additional interest accruals to the Hancock County Board of Supervisors for the purchase of equipment for the Diamondhead Fire Department. Could I get a motion?
I move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion to my left? Any discussion to my right? And again, this is funds that were collected at the very beginning of the city being formed, the .25 mils that was collected for the fire fund, which the county was already collecting. And they've been sitting in the account, so this is removing them out the account and letting the fire department have them through the Board of Supervisors. All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Oh, roll call, sorry, we're on resolutions.
Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
at large.
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 2021-017, a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-013, thereby reappointing Mr. Willem Harm to serve as the Planning and Zoning Commissioner for a term of 3 years, effective immediately and expiring in March of 2024. Could I get a motion?
Move.
Could I get a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? Assistant City Clerk?
Ward 1,
Yes.
Ward 2,
Yes.
Ward 3,
Yes.
Ward 4,
Yes.
At large?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 2021-076, a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-014, thereby abandoning the 5-foot utility drainage easement between lots 10 and 11, Diamondhead Phase 2, Unit 4A, Block 13, parcel number 067E-2-26-043.000. Physical street address is 9524 Lala Court. Could I get a motion?
I'll move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion to my left? Any discussion to my right? And this is 2 lots. One was rather small, 2 lots being conjoined into 1 lot. The home sitting in the middle of the 2 lots. Every lot has the 5 foot on either side, so that's just abandoning those easements. Assistant City Clerk, Ms. Simone?
Ward 1?
Yes.
Ward 2?
Yes.
Ward 3?
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
At large?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 2021-077, a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-015, thereby authorizing the use of an unmarked police vehicle unit number 340 for other related purposes. Could I get a motion?
I'll move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion to my left? Any discussion to my right? City Clerk?
Ward 1?
Yes.
Ward 2?
Yes.
Ward 3?
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
At large?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Could I get a motion to approve consent agenda items 7 through 17?
Move.
We have a move?
Yes.
Good, Simone? Okay. Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Action agenda item number 18, 2021-071, a motion to rescind action taken on February 8th, 2021, whereby the low apparent bid of Landshaper, Inc. was accepted for roadway improvements project Phase 3 due to the contractor's failure to meet specification, reject all bids, and approve to re-advertise the project. Could I get a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion to my left?
Could we have the contractor come and, did Mr. Digital come and give us a brief summary? of what
Bruce from
happened?
Digital is here to speak if we needed.
Mr. Newton, would you like to address the council?
I'm sure he wouldn't. I'm sure he wouldn't, but
Right.
welcome.
Yes, just kind of a strange thing. We thought things looked good. We were alerted after the bid, and we started doing some checking that the contractor would not be able to produce asphalt that's certified by MDOT at their facilities, and they didn't have they had the option, they could purchase it, but they had no intention of purchasing the asphalt that was required in the spec as well. And we asked those questions via email. We received responses. So based on that, and when we go to rebid this, we've tweaked the specs a little bit to kind of tighten it up even more. But we feel like we're on solid ground, and you guys are on solid ground, and we, based on the circumstances, we recommend we do this thing again and move forward as we recommended in the letter.
Were they not aware of the requirement?
It was in the specs.
Okay.
I don't know if they would say they were aware or not, but we asked specific questions to get specific answers, and to their credit, they gave the answers, and at that time we decided to draft a letter and recommend we go another direction.
And in their fairness, they're not here tonight to defend themselves, so if they're
Right.
willing not to purchase the asphalt according to the way the city wishes to have it, then
That's
that's
right.
just how it is. And the first 2 phases you all did were exceptional, excellent work.
Yeah, thank you. He had good contractors, good work.
Oh, good work.
So, and we want to
Mhm.
continue that on for phase 3.
Excellent, and we want you to as well.
Bruce, the timetable for everything now to start up and essentially get
Yeah, I
to
mean,
a-
we'll, I guess as soon as this action's taken, we'll immediately, the documents are ready to advertise again, so we'll get with the staff, get the advertising dates and get
within
rolling.
90 days, you would expect maybe
I
we
think
have
so.
an award. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for your
you.
due diligence, though.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you very much. We look forward to phase 3. Under action agenda item 2021-081, added to the agenda was a motion to incorporate into the minutes correspondence dated.
Ma'am, I don't think we voted on
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did. Bruce, sorry. You got me rattled. Could I? Okay, we had a motion. We had a second. We did discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Now moving on to the agenda item that was added under the action agenda, 2021-081, a motion to incorporate into the minutes correspondence dated March 15, 2021, to legislative delegates regarding Treasury guidance for American Rescue Plan HR 1319 funds. Could I get a motion?
Also move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
And any discussion to my left? Any discussion to my right? All in favor?
Aye.
Could I get a motion for claims payable? Item number 19, a motion to approve the docket of claims DKT 158223-DKT 158261 in the amount of $255,310.47.
Move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Could I get a motion to approve payroll payables, PR claim 077 in the amount of $30,807.63. PR claim 078 in the amount of $2,720.31. PR claim 079 in the amount of $29,386.25. And APKT 01430 in the amount of $46,555.92.
Move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Could I get a motion to accept department reports A through F?
I move.
Could I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
City Clerk, is there any public comments on a non-agenda item? Legal, Mr. Derek Cusick, is there any need for executive session or any legal matters?
Not tonight.
All right, is there any business that anybody wishes to bring up, discuss? With all that being said, could I get a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Could I get a
second.
second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
Getting past it.